Dodgers Digest. Mike Nelson here with you. Of course, it's Monday morning. Mike Nelson and Brad J talking Dodger baseball. I want to thank everybody who's hopped on the stream. And, it's a pretty interesting day, Brad, because we kind of have a big story to talk about that I wish we didn't have to talk about this early in the year.
You know what? That's exactly what I didn't want to have to talk about to start the thing off. So, of course, we have to cover it because it's a big deal, and it's something that's going to matter to the Dodgers. That's why they have so much starting pitching. But, yeah, Snell out. Not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I didn't think this early in the year we would have, you know, Blake Snell going down. I know last year, though, we had that problem, of course, with a lot of pitchers going down. And then even Blake Snell, right? Blake Snell went down very early for the Giants early in 24, right? So this is not the first time Snell, I believe it's the same thing last year. He had shoulder inflammation.
Yeah, so you're
Same
wait.
way.
You're saying he's injury prone?
I would say so. I'm saying he's injury prone, just like Tyler Glasnow, right?
Yeah.
Glasnow's had a lot of injuries in his career, and we saw that last year. He was going great, and then it kind of all fell apart for him, in the
Yeah.
second half.
Yeah, well, I mean, and then there's, I think, a couple of camps on Blake Snell. Like, there's guys that are like, dude, we got to sign Blake Snell. He's the man. Once we get Blake Snell, all our worries are over. And then there's the other guys that are like, man, he's injury prone. You sign Blake Snell, you could be some problems. You're not going to get him the whole year. So, I mean, I see both sides of the spectrum on that one. But that's a hard pill to take this early in the season to lose him. But I feel like we have some quality backup that can fill the shoes.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the Dodgers have one of the best rotations in baseball
Yeah,
history, man. I mean, they got so many guys up and down the clubhouse there that and
exactly.
even like Roki Sasaki, right? We're gonna have to talk about him coming up, but there's so many guys that we don't know how they're gonna be exactly for the Dodgers this year. But if they end up having great seasons, Blake Snell's injury wouldn't mean much.
Well, what is it? Matt Sawyer that got brought up. He was brought up to the team, and that was like, I think, a corresponding move to, they knew Blake Snell was going down, because it's pretty weird that the Matt Sawyer, as he got brought up, a few hours later, they're saying Blake Snell is going down for the 15, retroactive March 31st. So to me, I feel like that was a corresponding move to bring him up, but I don't understand why Matt is brought up. I mean, okay, I see what he does, but I don't see the big numbers out of him. I don't know what the Dodgers really have on him, but I think Robleski, Knack, Bobby Miller, he's done actually quite well in his last start. So I think you got quality guys to go, but they're going with Matt Sawyer, and I just don't know why that's the choice. And I've tried to look into it, but I don't get it. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess remember last year they went through all those names you mentioned, Brad. Though they went through Robleski, they went through Knack, and they went through
yeah,
Miller. So maybe they're trying to give somebody else a shot because I don't remember, did Sawyer pitch at all in 24? I don't
I
recall.
think he's got. What did I see? I saw barely, just some a little at bats. He didn't
Yeah.
have much, but he had a little something. Yeah. But the one thing I do like about him, he went to high school where Robert Ventura went to high school.
Oh,
He went
really?
to he went to Rigetti, where a school that we used to play at the high school I went to. So he
Wow.
is a California guy from the Central Coast.
Really?
Dodgers were his
Okay.
team, so maybe there's something in there. I'm not quite sure, but 3.0 ERA, I think, in minor league right now at OKC.
All right, well,
So
thank everybody who's hopping on the stream. We got a couple comments here. JL66 says, no need to panic. Still early in the year. Ohtani will be back soon. They need to give Jackson Ferris a chance. I like the comment, though, about Ohtani because we were talking about this yesterday, Brad, over text.
yes, we were.
So
Yes, we were.
Ohtani's been doing bullpen once a week, right? Every seven
Yep.
days, trying to get him into a rhythm. And now this injury kind of, puts a little bit more pressure for the Dodgers to maybe think of giving Ohtani a shot, right? Because now the Dodgers are
Yeah.
down a starter, right?
Yeah, and you think about before they announced Snell was going down, what Roberts had said. He said, "Okay, Shohei, like you just said, once a week, ramp him up, put him in the bullpen, have him pitch whatever he needs to pitch, but get him on a routine once a week. And then once he's ready, they're going to go to a six-man rotation." But that was said before Blake Snell went down. So is that still the case? Do the Dodgers want to go with a six-man rotation without Snell? I don't know if that's going to go. But I feel like the Dodgers know that they need pitching, and they needed pitching last year. You don't want to see all these bullpen games. So I feel like they're going to probably not fast track him, but make sure Shohei is on point to be ready to go sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be the big, the big question mark for sure.
Yeah,
How. I mean, I don't know. Having a six-man rotation for sure is something that I think is a
yeah.
possibility. I think it's something that it's a possibility, but at the same time, having the Snell injury, I think kind of changes things for sure.
Yeah, I don't see how it doesn't at that point. I mean, unless you got, a guy like Robleski, or you got, Knack, or you got Bobby, and they're just showing out and having great games, and like you got no choice to try to bring him in the mix. And then you got, Gonsolin being back. So maybe that is a situation where you have the luxury of it. But I feel like with a Snell going down, do you have the luxury of a six-man rotation? And I just don't think you do. But with Sawyer up, you got to go. Is what's going to happen for the start? Who's going to start? What is it? Tomorrow's game?
Yeah,
That hasn't been
Tuesday.
picked. Yeah, so that has not been picked. You got Dustin May today, but after that, I heard rumblings that we see a bullpen game.
Yeah, once again, right? With the Dodgers had
What the heck?
so much success in the past with a bullpen game that I
That's a
guess
trip.
I guess they're already in 25. They're going to do one, right? It's early in the year in April. It's crazy.
That's not what we were expecting. But you get blindsided by that. There was no way that I thought that we'd be even thinking or even talking about a freaking bullpen game at what 11 games into the season. That's just with all the talent. Like, no, come on, man. I just don't think it's gonna happen. But the way it's looking, it looks like that could be a reality.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of crazy to say that, but I don't know. I think the it's concerning though with Blake Snell
Yeah,
because you don't know how long this is going to be, right? I mean, they said it's a 15-day, on the IL for 15 days, but it's hard to know if it's really going to be only 15 days, right? I mean, this is like shoulder inflammation. It takes time, to
Wait,
get
so
it set.
you don't think they're telling us the whole truth on this thing? It could take
Oh
longer.
yeah, I think
What do
it's
you?
yeah, of course I do, Brad. I mean, come on, it's
Yeah,
it's shoulder inflammation. I mean, they're
yeah,
this is something
yeah,
we've seen with pitchers all the time now in modern baseball, and
100%.
this stuff takes sometimes a month to 2 months, or we don't know, right? Because it's not a good sign if
Yeah,
your shoulder's getting affected this early in the year. If it's like September, August, September, it makes sense after a full
yeah,
year of pitching, but he's only had two starts,
yeah.
so
And
that's
I
that's
think
not good.
you got to manage the media too. So I feel like that was a conservative number saying that he's on that 15 day. I just feel like that's going to get extended. I just don't see they take the chance. You're talking shoulder injury. We're talking shoulder injury. That's something that hangs with you. That's something that's not easily just, hey, 4 days, I'm good, man. Let's go. So I feel that this is going to be something that could haunt us. But I think you want to give him more time than not. And if Dodgers can win without him, why you want him back when he counts, and you want that thing to heal, number one. So I don't know there, but that's not good. I don't think he's going to be back as soon as they say he will be. That's my opinion, though. My opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what everybody thinks out there. Everybody's been a little quiet today. How's everybody feeling? Everybody's, I guess, a little concerned with Blake Snell. Usually we're
Yeah.
getting a whole bunch of comments, but I think everybody's got to chill out, right, Brad? I mean, I think we got such a good team. We can't get too concerned, right, with Blake Snell.
Yeah. It comes back down, Mike. You know as well as I do. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, and it's too easy to get caught up in like something like that happening, and you're like, okay, well, he's injured. He's injured. This is horrible for the Dodgers. I don't think you have to sell the farm or anything like that. You got the backups, but it's chess. It's a chess game. You got to put the players in the right place, and as long as you can continue to win series, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3, whatever you can do, then you're going to continue to stay in the front, and that's where you want to be. And you don't want to overuse your players. And you got backup. Well, when are you going to use them? I mean, I look at Hunter Fiducio, who got brought up to what possibly play first base. He's not played. He didn't play any of those games at all. He's been on the bench, not being used. And you look at what those guys are hitting, like Kike, and you look at what Muncie's hitting, like Muncie's 176, like Kike's batting 103. Like, why did he not get put in? He's actually been playing well. He's hitting 357 in spring. I don't know why Hunter didn't get brought in. Like, what's going on? Can you give me some insight on that, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit crazy how, yeah, I mean, he didn't even get a shot this weekend, to get a, in a series where you would think he would, right? Because it was a really
Yeah.
crazy series with so many opportunities for him to come in as a pinch hitter, but they decided not to. There's a lot of players on the Dodgers that are struggling offensively. We got to talk a little bit
Oh
about
man,
that,
right? Yeah.
and that's concerning this early in the year. Guys that are kind of getting singled out because they're playing pretty poorly right now, hitting, like you said, 100. And
Well, I got it right now. Pajes is batting 118.
yeah,
Okay, 118. No home runs, no RBIs, and a .415 OPS. Lots of mistakes. Mistakes on the base, mistakes in the outfield. That's not good. Then you look at Max Muncy, 176. He did have that clutch double, that 2 RBIs that helped him with the win. That was great, but that's all he's done. He has a .508 OPS. And at that 176 batting average, that's not good either. So you look at the numbers and you go, wow, these guys. And then even Shohei, he's only batting 268, but you know that once he gets started, it's going to be a whole different game plan. Teo's doing great. He's coming out swinging out of the literally, but and Taylor's not doing good as well. So and then Kike,
Taylor's not even getting in much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he's not getting in when Kike's batting 103.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we using Kike up so much now? He's 33 years old.
Yeah.
Don't we want him when it really counts? Don't make him an everyday player when you got some youngsters you can throw in there.
Yeah. As soon as Freeman went down, the Dodgers made Kike an everyday player. He's playing every day at first base, which is a little bit surprising because, like you said, Brad, they got other guys. But the Dodgers, I don't know. I think maybe the Dodgers are doing the way, remember years past, we used to see Dave Roberts and the Dodgers kind of move guys all over the field, and they were always changing the lineup. Maybe they don't want to do that anymore, Brad. They don't want to do that anymore. They want to kind of go old school and go every day. You got to get in the lineup, and once you're in, you're in.
But that's the problem is he's not an everyday player.
No, I'm just saying they're trying, because one of their everyday players is out, and they're trying to make him every day now because they don't want to do the rotations anymore.
No, and I believe you're right because I looked back at those days, and it seemed like there was a lot of over managing from Robert's perspective, and I'm just calling how we we see it. But I just feel like he's not an everyday player. Don't make him an everyday player. Give him a day off. Let someone else come in. You brought up Hunter. Hunter was brought up supposedly to get in there and play it, and maybe he's on the roster tonight. I mean, for the Nationals game. I don't know on that, but I just think you don't have him as an everyday player. He's struggling. Pajes is really struggling, and not just struggling, but making really big mistakes, and on the bases and in the outfield. Like, he has no RBIs. He's at 118. What do you do at this point? Could you give the young guys up? Do you bring some guys up? Do you send some guys down? Are you worried about what it does to their mental? You're going to mess with their minds by sending them down. Is that going to hurt them? I don't know the answer to this, but I feel like some new blood needs to come in and fill in the positions that they're bringing them up for. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. No.
I've had a lot of coffee, bro.
No. The thing is, though, I think the Dodgers, like you're talking about, Kike Hernandez, they're just trying to, they're not going to do what they did before. They're not going to do that anymore. They're not going to move guys all over the lineup. When Freeman comes back, he's going to be an everyday player. They want to have some sort of, set lineup, right? And I really like that because I didn't like what the Dodgers were doing a few years back. I don't know what fans think, but I didn't like the idea of having a different lineup every day based on the matchup. I thought that was ridiculous. Right. It was ridiculous, and it really didn't work out. Really, it just doesn't work.
I agree, but let me say something about Freddie. You better hurry up and find a backup for Freddie. Because I don't think Freddie plays the entire year 100% healthy. We've already seen him being down. We've already seen the injury get re-injured. It's only been 4 to 6 months from the surgery. Yeah. This is going to be a problem. And if you don't have a solid backup first baseman and you're just like first baseman du jour, you just, let's draw a name out of a hat today to play first. Like, I think you need a backup because of his injury, and you need that to be something. Hey, it's one thing if you have Will Smith goes down, you got catching backup, right?
Yeah.
You don't have that with some of these other guys. So especially first base, there's no guy besides maybe a Max Muncy that you could put at that position. Kike is fine at it, but he's not the guy for the everyday deal, and he needs breaks to be able to be Kike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think with the way the rosters are constructed now in Major League Baseball, it's very pitcher heavy though. I mean, most teams
Yeah,
don't have much backup in the field like before, Brad. I mean, that's just the way it is now. I mean, guys,
yeah,
teams want to load up on pitchers, and the Dodgers are certainly one of those teams. And they really don't have much guys on the bench to come in and pinch hit or replace players for injuries, right? And that's why
yeah.
you have guys that play all over the field. So I don't know, will the Dodgers really waste a
You know,
roster spot for a utility? I don't know. There's Kim who would come up, but he's not a first baseman. But I'm just saying, I don't know if they would
no,
waste a
another guy
roster
that's not a
spot. So
first
I
base.
don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
no, and I see what
Muncy
you're
could
saying.
play
But that,
first, but we don't have another third baseman. Muncy's a
yeah,
good first baseman too.
then who you throw at third? Like, yeah, if you put him over at first base,
Yeah.
then you got to bring someone else. And that's what you said was the key to what you said is about the utility players. That's why the Dodgers invest so much in. That's why it's to getting Tommy Tanks was a huge get because he's a switch hitter and he can play infield and he can play outfield. He's a guy like that. So they need another guy that's like a Muncy that can do first or third. As a backup, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that Freddie Freeman's injury is not that old from surgery, and to re-injure it that quick, this could, God forbid, it could be a horrible year for him, and he's not able to play. But you got to keep that in mind, and you got to prepare. He didn't even travel with the team; like he stayed at home, elevating that ankle. So it's not like it's not a big deal. It's a big deal, but someone needs to be a big deal and back it
But
up.
Freeman wasn't even, he'll be there this week though, right? With
I don't know. Is he back with the team right now?
Well, I don't know. With the White House trip, I would assume Freeman could be back, right? I mean,
Yeah, it probably took a few days and
yeah,
then came to be with the team. Yeah, I would think that's a good visit. Yeah.
yeah. Now let's go to the comments here. We got a
yeah.
few questions because I know we've been
you-
talking a lot, but everybody's been a little bit quiet. We want to hear from everybody. I know it's early.
Sorry, I'm fired up, man.
We got a lot of people watching, Brad, but people are super quiet. I don't know why, but let's go.
What is Green? What do you got?
Greenfield's saying, does this make the Sandy Alcantara trade more likely, right? Because I made a video on that yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would
What do
say it could, right? It could make it more
Wow.
likely.
You're looking at him, and then you got trade bait too because you do have Robreski, Knack, and Bobby Miller. So do you have a little something
Yeah.
you can mess with to get someone? I don't think I would make that move, but I feel like the Dodgers could end up doing something like that.
Well, I think they would make that move, Brad, if we have another pitcher go down, which, I mean, the way things are, I mean, somebody else could go down, and then we're down two, and then the Dodgers' rotation doesn't look as dangerous as before, right? I mean,
Yeah,
think about it. We're an
exactly.
injury away for being almost in the same situation as last year, right? Unfortunately.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then Glasnow pitching a good game, and then all of a sudden he can't get the mud out of his cleats.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I'm just like bizarre land. What's going on with that? Yeah, and if another guy goes down, then we're back to bullpen games. Then we're back to
Triple A
let's put this
pitchers.
guy in. Yeah, let's put this guy in. Yeah, and that's sad because it's only one injury. It's just Blake Snell right now. But like you said, one more. And if he gets extended, that's not good.
Yeah, you don't want to have these injuries this early. That's what's concerning. I mean, if it's June or July, I understand, but it's only April. I mean, if we're already using up the bullpen this much this early, it takes a toll on a team later in October. It does.
Yeah, we're 11 games into a season.
Yeah.
There's 151 left. It's like you got a lot of games still to play here, and so you can't be having guys injured, but you got to be bringing guys up too as well. So. It's just going to be interesting. What else we got? Someone else saying something?
Yeah. We got lines saying no more pitchers. Now the Dodgers need hitters. Right. Well, I know we got a pretty good lineup line. I think we're pretty stacked there. But as Lou's saying, we need Garcia gone. Everybody's jumping on of course Garcia, the reliever. I don't know. I think we should give him a shot, Brad. Right? I mean, it's only been a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. Remember, like we said,
yeah.
you don't want the knee-jerk reaction. Just like I got to get him out of here.
Yeah.
What is Greenfin? I like what Greenfin here.
He says, what do you think about Arenado's start combined with Muncy's slow start? Does that trade for? I don't know. That's a good question, right? Because Muncy's had a very slow start, as we know, and it's been rough, right? He's had a few good moments, right? The double against the Braves, and then this past Saturday had a very good day as well. But it's been most of the season. It's been pretty flat for Muncy, right? So. I don't know. Trading him is something that, his last year of his contract, like we talked about. It's a good time to trade him. But would the Rockies or would the Cardinals really want Muncy with the way he's playing, right? Now they're going to really want him. That's the thing.
I think they would need to be out of it. So you need to be a heck of a lot more games under your belt to be out of contention before you think about that. So I don't think they're going to do anything like that. And I'll tell you what, I wasn't even for that trade at the beginning when people started floating that thing around, Arenado. But man, as we got closer to the season, I'm like, man, that actually would be a good trade to have him out there. And you could hate on that all you want, but if you're looking at just Muncy or him, come on, who are you going to pick, man? Arenado, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Dodgers could afford him. That would have been a great pickup. And now I feel like it's a little bit more magnified on that with Freddie being gone and Max being the only one who can really do first and third. So we got one guy who can play first and third. That's it.
I don't know, but I keep thinking that the Cardinals don't want to trade him to the Dodgers. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious, right? Because I think he's wanted to come to LA like for a long time, right? And the Cardinals refuse to trade him here. So I don't know what's going to make the Cardinals change their mind, right? And I don't know. I mean, I think the Dodgers, unless they really offer them like, I don't know, Dalton Rushing, something that they really would want in their a prospect, right? Because Muncy alone is not going to cut it. Because Muncy's on his way out.
No,
he's not going to cut it.
He's not going to cut it. And you can't just have Max and Kike covering everything. You guys are first and third.
That's all they have right now, Brad. I mean,
that is all they have. But you got Hunter sitting on the bench. He's 26 years old, going, "Put me in, coach. Let me play. Let me show that I can hit the ball."
Yeah.
I mean, he's batting .357. It's like, give him a shot. Okay?
Yeah, like start him at first base, right? I would say.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what they talked about. But
but
will we see it?
It's hard. It's hard for these guys to break in. I think the Dodgers, it just shows you how difficult it is to break into Major League Baseball, right? I mean, it's so hard. I mean, once you're in, right? These guys get a shot to play every day, which is awesome for them. But for these other guys that are coming up, it must be frustrating, like you're talking about, Brad, because they want their shot too.
Yeah, and being more frustrated because you're on the Dodgers, which have such a strong starting lineup, so your chances of getting in are even more remote. But the crazy thing about this whole thing that we're talking about is the fact that the Dodgers aren't hitting. Yeah, the home runs have led to these victories, but look at the overall batting average. They're not doing good as far as getting hits. And your everyday players like Pajes and Muncy and Kike right now, they're not getting hits. They're batting anemic, like in the ones. It's a situation that needs to change, and the Dodgers need to get on a rhythm. And even Shohei, I mean, 268 for him he should be batting over 300, right?
Yeah.
That's Shohei, but he's not there. Is the fact that he has to keep to a pitching routine, is that taking away from his batting at the wrong time? I don't know, but I mean, I kind of see a little bit of stuff that kind of goes hand in hand. Conforto is playing great. Teo had 5 RBIs or 6 RBIs yesterday? Like those two guys, the corner outfield positions are showing up for sure. But boy, we need some help with them bats for sure. Do we need to get a shipment of torpedo bats?
Let's talk a little bit about Ohtani though, because that's a good point you brought up, Brad, about Ohtani struggling. He had a rough day yesterday, striking out 3 times. But I don't know what everybody thinks. I saw a couple comments on social media because I follow a lot of Dodgers Facebook pages.
Yeah.
And some people were saying that Ohtani he doesn't look 100%, and I agree. I mean, I saw him wince after one of those strikeouts. The shoulder, is it really 100%? Because he looks a little bit, and at least on one of those strikeouts, he looked a little bit in pain after the third swing. So,
remember that? Remember the slide at second where he was called out?
Yeah.
That slide looked funky too. Everything looked a little it did look a little off. I mean, I wouldn't think the shoulder's an issue just because why the heck would they be having him pitch at all? Like in bullpens and just having him work on it and pitching sessions if that shoulder is messed up a little bit. So I don't know on that.
Well, the thing is, though, Brad, when you're doing sessions, though, your pain might start coming back. You know what I mean? Like those sessions could be causing that discomfort.
Yeah, because you didn't throw last year.
That's what I'm saying.
So, man, that's a way higher than what I deserve to get paid to try to figure that one out, dude. Because, I mean, here's your guy. And it's like, is it affecting him? I don't know. It's still early. Yeah, 11 games. But, wow, man. It makes you think a little bit. If you ramped it, I mean, because if people aren't going to make up for him on the hitting side of things, what are you supposed to do? Like, you need him to hit, and you need everyone else to hit. You don't need 3 people on the team to hit. You need the team to hit.
Yeah. Well, that's how the Dodgers won the World Series last year.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole team came in and kind of, had a dominant offensive year, one of the most dominant offensive years I've ever seen in Major League Baseball history. And then in the playoffs, they had no pitching basically, and their offense had to carry them, right? But that's what goes back to what I was talking about, I believe, when the year started, that it's going to be hard for the Dodgers to put up the same numbers that they had last year. And this year, they're just going to have better pitching. I think the pitching's got to step up, right? And so far, there's been games, this weekend, we can't bag on them too much. It was Philadelphia, at Philadelphia. But the pitching, of course, has to be better against these kind of teams if they want to win the World Series again. Right? They can't outscore everybody like they did last year. Ohtani's just not going to put up the same numbers again. He's just not. I don't think he will.
No, I agree with you 100%. They're going to need to contribute. I mean, the pitchers are doing. You look at Yamamoto, 19 strikeouts. What is it? 1.69 ERA. He looked good. Dustin May looked good in his 5 innings. Sasaki turned things around. So you got those guys doing their thing. But I mean, we lost the game that Yamamoto, I think, pitched, right? And
yeah.
But so the pitchers got to keep their game. They got to keep their game up because they have, like you said, they got to make up for the hitting. And Dodgers hitting right now is not good at all. I mean, look at Kike. How about Kike, for instance? Look, he's got 6 RBIs. He's only got 3 hits this season, right? I think out of 30 at bats or something like that. But all 3 of his hits are home runs.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah.
So there's no rhyme to reason to that. But Kike, if he's going to be an everyday player and you're not going to put anyone in his place, he needs to get some more hits.
Yeah, I mean, of course, he's throughout his career, he's never been seen as an everyday player.
No.
So it's a bit crazy how much he's playing because I mean the Dodgers didn't use him that much last year at any point. But I don't know, maybe last year during October the Dodgers saw how important he was, and now they want to roll him out there as much as they can, right? But I don't know.
I'll say it again, man. Freddie's injury. This is going to be something that we're going to deal with the entire season. I don't care what anybody else says in this. This is not the last time we've heard of Freddie having that ankle problem on that same ankle that he had surgically repaired. It's going to happen again because he re-injured it. The chances of it happening again are even more. So it's and you can't deny that. Even if I don't care if you're a doctor or not, but when you re-injure something, you definitely have a chance it's not healing properly, and you threw a monkey wrench into the whole thing, and now you got to deal with that. So need to kind of sort things out when it comes to that infield. And Kim's actually been playing good. I heard he's been playing good, but he's not going to go to first base. We just don't have that person right there.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, and I don't know, Kim coming up, of course, if he comes up, that's the thing, though. Like, where would you put him? Like, I mean, the way Tommy Edman's doing really good, and Betts is not coming out. So I don't know. Now it seems like Kim's, spot on the team, unless you throw him out in the outfield. But I don't know.
Or you bump Edman back to center field is what you do.
You put him out in center field, Edman. Yeah.
Yep, and then you put Kim on second.
Which could happen, right? Because we know talking about Andy Pajes in center field has really struggled, right? I mean, he's having a terrible year, and people are talking about trading him too. I don't know what you think, Brad, but you think we should trade Andy already?
Oh man, I hate to be that guy just to jump off the because this was the year that was supposed to be his year, and the way if he doesn't start turning this thing around, I mean, how much rope do you give the guy?
Yeah.
I mean, how much? Okay, you can just go out there until you're batting .055, and then we'll think about replacing you. Like, I know that Dave he's a player's coach, and he wants to give these guys chances because he's been in that situation where he's had the slumps, and the only way to really get out of a slump is to start hitting. It's like, but man, what do you do with Pajes at that point? 118, no home runs, no RBIs, and he's been playing a lot. And then you start saying, hey, we're going to bring Outman, and then these Dodger fans like, no, don't bring Outman. Like, so does Outman deserve another shot at it? Because Pajes is not producing. I mean, it seems like it's gone back and forth between those guys for that position, but I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I think this is a good time. If the Dodgers get a good offer to trade Andy, I think, Andy Pajes, I think it's a good time now, right? Because I think his value is higher than Outman's or Taylor's. Because the upside is there for him, right? And they can get a player like I was talking about, Taylor Ward from the Angels, right? A guy that hit 25 home runs. They're not going to get Mike Trout for Andy Pajes, right? But they can get a player like, because there's some people saying, we should get Mike Trout, but they're not going to get Mike Trout for him, right? It's crazy. But let's say they get somebody like Taylor Ward, right? I mean, wouldn't that
Yeah.
be a player that you would rather have at this time in center field
Yeah.
every day? I would rather have Taylor Ward.
Well, and honestly, Trout, look, not to take anything away from Trout, but he is getting long in the tooth. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not, his mobility is not what it used to be, and that's really the
Well, he's
kindest
got a
way I can
serious
say
back
that.
problem. I mean,
Yeah,
chronic
and I
back
think
issue. Yeah.
and you look at how many games he's played over the years,
Yeah.
and it keeps going down every single year. So
Yeah.
he's not necessarily a silver lining if you were trying to get him to the
Yeah,
team. But
it's because of injuries. That's the only
yeah,
reason why.
yeah.
You know.
That's why I feel like a younger guy who can run and be free out there and do his thing is what you really want. But I agree. I think maybe it is time, and I don't want to be the guy to commit and say, "Oh yeah, now's the time." But maybe it is because, like you said, he is more tradable because of his age too. He's 26 or 27. I forget his age right now, but he's not 30 yet, and maybe that's what he needs. Like we forget about that. What if he goes to a new environment where all of a sudden it works and then he's producing, and that happens too.
Yeah, and like Chris Taylor, the other guy that everybody's always talking about, they should trade, is becoming less tradable every day because he's
not
not
even
playing.
playing.
He's not even playing.
Like,
how are you going to trade Chris Taylor now?
What is he doing? Is he going up and bringing Dodger dogs down to the team? They don't even have him doing anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's not going to get out of his slump if you don't give him some time. I mean, I don't know where you go with that, but
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I think it's really hard to trade him now.
What if you put Taylor in center field? Would he do better than Pajes right now? I mean,
yeah, that could happen. We could see him start to get some starts in center field if Pages continues to struggle the way he's struggling, right? Because man, think about it, the whole weekend didn't get a hit. Had a really bad weekend in Philadelphia, in a hitter's park, and a place that was a super fun to watch. Though, Brad, I mean these were some really fun games all weekend. I mean I was watching these games and they were fun.
I thought we had it. I thought we had to come back again.
Yeah.
I was already writing come back on the sheet, and I was like, whoa, jinxed it much on that. But I think that Pajes tonight, you almost have to have him or today in the game because he's actually got success against Gore, who's pitching today, and you got Teo's had success, Kike's had success, Betts and Comporto have all had success against this guy, Gore, who's got a 2.46 ERA for today's game. So it's like, all right. I think you have to. Are they going to bring Kike back out because he bats 600 against the guy? So who knows? I mean, I've been waiting to see when they're going to put the lineup out to see who's going to get the start. Does Kike start at first base again? Or do you not give Hunter a shot at it?
Yeah.
I think to me, you got to give Kike a day off.
Be a good time to do it, right? Yeah.
This would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
Put Hunter out there, see what he can do. What are we scared of? That he's going to produce and it's going to force us into making decisions? I don't know.
We got some comments here. David C saying, give Chris Taylor more at bats. Lions saying anybody would be better than Pajes right now. Man, people are really, really pissed off at Andy Pajes. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of angry comments from all the fans.
Did you see what was the ball that he went after yesterday?
Yeah, he misplayed it. Yeah,
he's going
went the wrong way. Yeah,
he was going the right direction to start.
Yeah,
where if he would have stayed on the trajectory, he makes that catch. Dodgers win that game.
Yeah,
but he turns to the other side.
Yeah,
and then it lands the way he was facing, and it's like, and I heard Eric Karros cover the story and say, "Hey, look, the way that ball came off the bat was like, a knuckleball."
Yeah.
So, but still, dude, you're playing center field for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
And you got to make that play, man. You're going the right direction, and you switch to the wrong. That was a head scratcher. And then a couple of the base running things that he's done has made me even more. I think you got to sit him down and say, dude, take a day off, put something else in that, put someone else in place. And maybe that person is CT3. Taylor maybe just needs to get in the game so he could get started somehow. Somebody step up because the hitting has not been good except for the long ball.
You were mentioning Eric Karros. So you were watching the Dodger broadcast yesterday? Because yesterday my Dodger channel didn't work at all. I had to use the Phillies broadcast. So I was stuck watching John Kruk and Mike Schmidt, talk shit about the Dodgers, basically.
That was painful. That was painful. Yeah. Although I used to like Kruk, man.
Yeah, he's fun. He used to be on ESPN. He was a cool guy. I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if he was in his playing days, I'd put him on first.
Yeah, for sure.
That was his position.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think at this point, like you said, Taylor's not really tradable right now, right? Was it $14 million for this was his last year. So it's not your Dodgers would have to pay to basically get rid of him. So look, Pajes isn't doing it. Put Taylor out in the outfield. Give him some reps. See what he can do at this point.
Yeah, I think it makes sense, Brad. I think it really makes sense. Go to the comments. We got Oramazi saying time to go get Robert Jr. I think he's talking about the relief pitcher, right? Or yep. We've seen that before. People trying to get him on the team. Some comments from social media. But yeah, what does everybody think? Comment below. We're talking about right now, of course, Andy Pajes and Chris Taylor and what the Dodgers should do in terms of training him or not, giving Taylor more at bats. That's kind of what we're talking about here. Also, we missed one of these comments here. Jackson Ferris. Jackson, we need to give Jackson Ferris a chance. That's a good comment there, JL66.
Hey, and also, we talk about Karros. Jared Karros, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's playing for the Dodgers. He's he's in the minors.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But here's what I want to say right now, and I talked about this with you just a little while ago about Freddie Freeman, first base, who's his replacement. And once again, because of Freddie's injury, because of the surgery, because of the re-injury to the surgical repaired leg, you need to have a backup first baseman, and you need him ASAP. And if I'm the Dodgers, I'm having Dalton, I'm having Hunter, I'm having everyone in the minors play first, because the guys that are crushing it right now at OKC, the guys that are putting up the batting averages, you've got to give them a shot at it, because I don't think this is the last time we're going to be without Freeman. And if your plan that every time Freeman goes down is to give Kike 14 games in a row, I don't think that's a good plan. I think you might want to think about that plan.
Yeah, I think it's time, like you said, give some chances to the young guys to play it first, and try to not, like you said, not give Kike that all those up bats is a lot, right? Because it hasn't really worked, right? Hitting 100, the plan didn't work. Having him become an everyday player, basically, which he never has been, right? He never has been that kind of guy.
No. And he never hit, he never hits early in the season either.
No.
So it's like he's always so good at the end of the season, and he's been on the Dodgers for over 10 years. Of course, he was gone for a little while. Yeah, but you look at his numbers, in October, his numbers late in the season are always good. His numbers in the early part of the season are never good, and they never have been good.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what that's all about. My thing is, I still scratch my head, is you bring Hunter up and you don't let him play, and you put Kike out there batting 103. I don't think that's right. And I feel like you need to get Dalton Rushing in the mix somehow. Can Dalton play first base?
That's somebody's asking.
I mean, like I said, if our catcher, if Barnes gets a hangnail or breaks a whatever, we got catcher backup, man. We have catcher backup.
Oh yeah.
We don't have infield backup, and that's really hurting the Dodgers right now.
Yeah, but that's just the way. All teams are like this now. There's just got no backup. We see.
But we expect more, Mike.
Yeah,
we expect more.
Expect more from the Dodgers, right?
Yes, it's the Dodgers, man. We expect more.
We got to think about when it comes to pitching, though. That's what we got. All these guys, and these guys got to pitch better, though. This weekend was tough to watch. We got a comment here. I liked what Ray's asked saying here. Good observation. We got. Dodgers should have won yesterday. It was our pitching, right? And really, that's what it was, right? The pitching was not where it has to be.
Well, it was great for
outside of Yamamoto. It wasn't good.
No, our pitching in yesterday's game was great for Glasnow for 2 innings.
But yeah,
it was the third inning where what did he walk 4?
Yeah,
and he walked 4. Then it was a bloop, and then a bloop hit by Bryce, and then all of a sudden Vesia comes in and grand slam home run.
Yeah, basically.
It's like what?
Yeah, we can't win games that way.
But why wouldn't? Okay, let me just harp on that situation. Why the heck wouldn't Glasnow ask for some help on that mound for them to come out there? Because the ground crew, they're the ones who have to fix that.
Yeah.
And if it's not working for him, and the mud was getting crammed up in his cleats, and he didn't have that little tongue depressor that they can get the mud out. But he can call for time to get some work done on the mound, which was done later on.
Yeah.
But come on, 6 RBIs later or six
he should have come out right away and said, I need some help here. Yeah.
Yeah, because because when he was throwing before the rain happened, it was throwing good. So I think that Glasnow needed to step up and say something at that point and on that situation.
That's also on the grounds crew. I mean, they didn't clean it up for Glasnow. Right? Obviously, because he's a Dodger pitcher, right? I mean,
yeah, but he can call.
He has a
for
right.
it.
I don't just saying he's got to speak out, right? Because the grounds crew's not going to do it for him. They're not going to do it for him, especially him being on the Dodgers.
You can go put some dry dirt on top of there all day long, but the stuff underneath is just gonna be cement, to your cleats. So yeah,
it was some rough weather for sure yesterday. To play baseball. Yeah. They played through rain. It was cold. It was tough out there.
Yeah, should have been at Dodger Stadium. We don't have that problem.
No, because it's 65, 70 all year long.
I know it's always early seasons when you go to Philly and you go to those places, and and then late season too. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Like you could go to play in Chicago and it could be snowing.
That's baseball weather. I don't know. I think that's true baseball weather. Sure. I mean, not 120 degrees. We got Ray saying, bring up Dalton rushing. And we got, Greenfin is saying, I
love this one.
The Pajes Outman prospects for the Trout trade. The Angels will be doing primary for prospects. Yeah, I mean, if they say yes, let's do it. I mean, Mike Trout on the Dodgers, I would love it. Trout and Ohtani from the Angels now on the Dodgers. Gosh. It'd be fun, right? But I don't know how much Trout would really help out. I mean, come on. He would just be there to sell jerseys because at this point, I don't think Trout is an all-star anymore. I mean, just to be honest, he's just not.
But he'd have his buddy Shohei there.
That's what I'm saying.
Those guys are tight, so they'd have some fun. But yeah, I don't think Artie Moreno is going to take that.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
The worst owner in baseball.
And that's the whole thing too. Like, did you like what Bryce said before they played Philly?
What did he say?
He said that anyone complaining about the Dodgers is just a loser.
Wow.
And he said that because the people that you find that are complaining about the Dodgers spending or the Dodgers getting this guy, the Dodgers getting that guy, are teams that don't spend a lot of money in the first place.
Can we get Bryce Harper? We can trade for Bryce Harper.
I felt like he was saying that. Because he was going, hey, look, you guys, you can always pick me up next year.
Play first base.
I'll take it. Yeah. But he says that, and it's like, and he's got a good point because you look at who was talking crap. The Rockies manager was, saying how the Dodgers are ruining baseball. That's a team that spends the 24th or the 27th position in all of baseball every year.
It's crazy.
So you're like, you're not spending in the top 15, the top 20, you're 27, and you're saying that about the Dodgers? Come on, man.
Yeah, and the Rockies, come on. The Rockies sell out most of their games. They have money to spend. I mean, it's not like that place is empty. That place is packed almost every night, Coors Field.
Yeah.
I mean, they got money to spend.
Then start spending it. Yeah. I think this is, instead of owners complaining, figure out ways that you can put a good team on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to put money in to get the results, right, in baseball. Well, in any sport, not just baseball, right? You got to spend money. I mean, there's no team out there in any sport that wins championships with no money spent, right? You have to put some money in, right, to have the results. And the Dodgers, of course, have put in a lot of money, maybe a bit too much, right? But they have put a lot of money in, and the results finally came in last year, right?
Yeah, well, the TV packages for the Dodgers are quite
well, it's in the billions,
Yeah, because it's Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the way it's going to be, and same in New York. But one thing we haven't talked about is the torpedo bats have gone mainstream. Like normal news is covering torpedo bats.
That's crazy.
What is your? I mean, you and I talked about it a little bit. What's your thoughts on that whole thing? Do you like the bats? Do you not like the bats?
No, I don't like them. No, I came on and said that I think before, but I don't like the bats. I think it's a mistake. Because we're just going to end up having too many home runs, too much offense. Because it's just, I don't know. I think it does give an unfair advantage to the hitter, right? I mean, it's the results are there. I mean, I wouldn't know until I saw the results, but the home runs are definitely up in baseball, and I think it has a lot to do with these bats.
But when they start saying, you see them and go, "Oh, the Yankees are all using them." No, they're not.
Not all of them.
Judge isn't using one.
Yeah,
he's been crushing the ball without that. So it's like. Did you know Kike ordered them?
I didn't know. He ordered them already.
Kike has ordered a couple of torpedo bats.
Nice.
I caught that in the story, so I haven't seen him use it yet.
Well, if everybody else is using them, the Dodgers got to use them too. So that's how I see it.
Well, I mean, if you're Kike and you're batting 103 right now, maybe you give that a shot.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But yeah, So you would like to see them be banned next year? Like MLB say, okay, no more torpedo bats. Would you think to take it that far?
Yeah, if the whole year goes by and the home run numbers do go up and they associate it with the torpedo bats, I think they should ban the bats. I think they should take a stance against it and get rid of them because they can't have more home runs just because of a new accessory. I don't think that's fair.
I just don't think they produce what people are saying they do. I
Well,
just,
the
I mean,
numbers we'll have to see what the numbers are, Brad.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
After
you'd
the
have to look
year's
at what,
over.
you'd have to take everyone who used the
Yeah.
torpedo bat throughout the whole season and stayed consistent with it, and then compared their numbers to before they got it the
Yeah.
year before and were using it. But I mean, people had torpedo bats last year. It wasn't like I don't know who was using them last year, but there's a few of them in the league.
There was
So
already
this is
some. Yeah.
yeah, this isn't the first that they've been around. I don't know, man. It just seems like if you're a pitcher, you would definitely want to know, or you'd want to pay attention to who you're pitching against to see if he had one or not. Because if you go too inside and that's the sweet spot in his bat, well, is he crushing that thing over the fence? So I don't know. I think you got to look at it and see what it goes and see what the numbers are on that. But I think to me, it seems more of a novelty, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong a couple times.
Got some comments here. Ray saying Kike has done a great job at first. He's the only utility player on his team that's played a position for right field. He's also
True.
saying the torpedo bat is in the house. It's not the bat, it's the hitter. That's a good comment there. It's not the bat, it's the hitter.
Yeah, is it
Right?
all in your head? Do you feel more confident because you have a torpedo bat? So you go up to the plate going, "Oh man, I got the torpedo bat. I can't lose." So now you're confident and you get a base hit.
Yeah.
It
But
didn't work for Muncy.
No. But I mean, it is the hitter. I mean, it does make a big difference who's swinging that bat for sure, right?
When it comes down to it. I like what Ray says though. Kike's done a great job. He has at first. It's just his bat that I would say, Ray, that we need him to step up. If he's going to be every day first, he's got to do better than a 103. Okay. Although his 3 hits are home runs, I like that, but 103 is not gonna get it done every day.
The Lion saying ban the bats. It's the only hit. So he's saying ban the bats then. Okay. Ban the bats. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a hot topic that I think a lot of people are going to talk about for sure in the next few months and throughout the year. The torpedo bats. Seems like it's kind of mainstream media coverage, which is kind of funny.
It's gone mainstream. I see it on every single news station out there has a story about the torpedo bats in baseball. And what does that now puts baseball on the map a little bit on more of a world map, which I think is good. We want baseball popularity. We want MLB popularity. So
talking about mainstream, Brad. I mean, today the Dodgers are going to be really in the mainstream, right? Visiting the White House. So that's going to be a big story around the world.
And you know what? I've talked about it on the show a bunch on that. And you're visiting the presidency. You're not visiting the person. You're visiting the White House. So whatever your political views may be, whether you're right, you're left, or whatever you are, it's always been part of baseball to go to the White House as the World Series champions. And you heard what Mookie said about it. He felt bad after the fact that he didn't go with the Red Sox because it alienated him and didn't have him with the players and made it all about him and not the team effort. So I think the Dodgers have done a smart thing. Go to the White House, all of you guys, celebrate the World Series that you deserve because everyone said your other one was a Mickey Mouse and this one was the big one and you deserve it. So celebrate it. You have the whole year to celebrate it, but let's run it back and, get 2.
Yeah, I think it's great that they're going, all of them, and going to celebrate in the White House and going to be around the world. There's going to be pictures around the world with the Dodgers in the White House, right? I mean, you don't want to miss out on that opportunity, Brad, because like those pictures or videos or whatever, right? Because now it's not just pictures on because we have not just newspapers and all that. In the old days, it was just newspapers and all that, but now there's so much coverage on the internet and all that stuff stays out there forever. And I think that's something that the Dodgers shouldn't pass up on, right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't think they should.
I agree 100%. And I'll tell you what. If it was me, if the tables were turned, I was a professional baseball player, and we won the World Series. I don't care if Biden was in there. I don't care if Trump's in there. I don't care if Obama's in there, Clinton, Bush. I don't care. It's the presidency that you're going to visit because you earned it by winning the World Series. Don't make it political. Celebrate your win because that's what you deserve to do.
Yeah, well, at this, everything's political now, Brad. I mean,
I know. Try
especially
to
the
stay
LA,
out of it,
let's
man.
play in the LA Times and all that. So,
Well, I could, dude. I definitely could say a few things on that, but I'm a fan of Bill Plaschke, so
yeah.
I'm not going to say anything about that.
All right, let's go to the comments though. We got what are we saying here? We got Oromazi saying move Tommy to center field, Mookie over to second, and call up Emil Morales. All right.
That's a good one.
As a pitcher, my strategy to pitch away, make my pitches move away from the hitters, the torpedo bats. Try to get them to hit the ball
Yeah.
towards. Well, that's a good. That's spoken like a true pitcher, right?
And I like that. I like what Greenfin says there
Yeah.
because, yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. As a pitcher, you need to know who's swinging one or not. So you want to throw it away if he's got a torpedo back because it's away from the sweet spot. So you want to pitch it outside. So sure, that makes all the sense in the world right there.
And then Ray saying, I totally agree about Kike's batting average. Yeah, I mean the batting average has been super low, and got it. It's tough to be an everyday hitter, an everyday player, and have those kind of numbers, right? But the Dodgers have a lot of guys like that right now, so Kike shouldn't feel too bad, right? Because there's another two guys that have similar numbers, right? Well, it's not the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible to say, but yeah, him and Max,
and Andy,
yeah. Max, Kike, and Taylor all are in the ones as far as their batting average.
Yeah, but Taylor's not an everyday player, but we have three everyday players that are hitting in 100s basically. Three.
Yeah, that have
crazy.
like 25 to 30 at bats.
And think about if Betts and Teo have not had the start that they're having, where the Dodgers would be, right? Let's say Betts and Teo get off to a slow start, where would the Dodgers be right now, right?
Yeah, you got to give it up for Mookie for coming back from that sickness. Because his bat has been solid. Teo's been solid.
Yeah.
And Teo's not necessarily super solid at the start of the year, but he definitely. Then Edman's been, he has been money
historic.
too.
Start to.
Yeah. And what a great guy! What a pickup that was.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Are damn geniuses. I mean, they always wanted him. They always talked about getting him, but putting him on the team and what he did, being the MVP last year, and then this year starting the way he started, it's like, man, Tommy Takes. I'm a huge Tommy Takes fan now. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure, a player that the Dodgers. I mean, it was crazy because when the Dodgers got him last year, I mean, I don't think people thought too much about him, right? He hadn't played all year, and people were kind of saying, "Oh, why'd the Dodgers do it?" We were covering that story here, Brad. And I saw a lot of comments from some people saying we shouldn't have made that trade, but I think they were wrong because he ends up doing what he did in October.
Yeah, it wasn't people are saying get Adames is what they were saying.
That's what they were saying.
Don't get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Adames has worked out quite well for the Giants. I mean, he's actually, I think he had a walk-off the other day or something like that. But Friedman was on. He's always liked Tommy, so I think he tried to get him for like the last 2 years, and things just didn't work out. So he was always on. Tommy was always on the radar.
Yeah.
The fact that he just thrives in LA for some reason, that's how he works, man. And it's great to have a guy like him being a utility guy that can almost put him anywhere. And then you can put him on any side of the plate. Left-handed batter, right-handed batter. Love the fact that he switched. That just really adds to how important he is to the team. And he signed for 5 years?
Yeah.
So we got him for a while, too. That's awesome.
Just to close it out, we got a few minutes left. What about the rest of the division, Brad? I mean, everybody's doing good right now. I mean, San Diego, San Francisco, the Dodgers are all having great starts.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It's the best division in baseball.
I mean, I thought it was going to be the worst division, but now it's the best. It's crazy.
It's the best division in baseball. The only crazy thing that I can see out of this is the fact that we don't play the Padres till like the end of June or something.
Yeah, early
like that.
June. Yeah.
We don't play the Giants the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, why are you're not playing the teams in your division until way later? That's a very interesting plan out for the season.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot less divisional games too, Brad. That's why.
Yep.
I mean, now you have so much interleague, which I disagree with completely. I think there should be more divisional, and we don't have to play every single American League team at least once, the way it's currently constructed. That has to go. I think that really has to go. But I don't know. I mean, the way these guys think now, they want all the teams playing for, I guess, what do the Dodgers benefit about playing the Tampa Bay Rays? I don't get it.
Not at all. Nothing at all. That's where I agree with you. Look, I like interleague play, but I feel like it should be like it was. It should be the teams that matter. So there should always be an interleague, between the Yankees and the Dodgers. That's something that should always
have it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Dodgers, Boston, that should happen.
You think so?
Like
Yeah. Okay.
those type of things should happen no
Yeah.
matter what. But
So not just keep it
that's
like the way there was a period where they only played the American League West teams.
yeah,
I like
and
that. Just keep it the AL West.
yeah, because
You know.
I mean, do people want more in division? They want division matchups. Is that what people want? And that's what they're trying to do it that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I think people do like the interdivision matchups, right? I mean, like, who doesn't want to watch the Giants and Dodgers play? I mean,
Well, and
you
also
know,
think about this: cities that normally wouldn't get the Dodgers coming to their city get the Dodgers. So it's like because there's
yeah,
Dodger fans all over the place,
yeah.
right?
Well, that's why they're doing it, Brad, because they want I don't know, the Kansas City Royals to see the Dodgers, right? There's
Yeah.
fans in Kansas City, but I don't know. I just think I don't know. I guess I'm a purist. I like the old baseball. I like having two separate
Yep.
leagues, and I think that's the way to go. That's just my opinion, but.
Yep, I see your opinion. That's one thing we don't agree on, though. I mean, I like the interleague. I just don't like it to be every team. So if we could change that, I would change that. But that's about it, man.
We got some comments here to close it out. I want to thank Greenfin. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the great shows, guys. Keep it up. Thanks a lot. Ray, just want to bring Freddie. Oh, Ray wants Freddie back. Yeah, we all want Freddie back, right? I mean, I think we can agree on that, right?
Yep.
Thank God we have Evan. He's a man. But yeah, we want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're going to be doing this,
Heck yeah.
me and Brad every Monday, and then Brad might be doing some more shows during the week on his own, and we'll be tuning in for all that.
Yeah, I really like this time. Starting at 8 West Coast is a good
Yeah.
time to start. And I think what I'll try to do is see if I can get some sort of situation where, we capitalize. Well, you and I do the Monday, and I'll try and grab a Tuesday and a Thursday or a Wednesday, Friday, and we'll keep the morning Dodger talk going, man.
Yeah. But thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in. As always, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're seeing this for the first time. And this was